Hey, how you doing? Falcon Speed here. We're just going to be doing a video of my Eastern Highway in my map. Again, we're just passing outro outpost. I call it outro. And again, I'm going to be speeding through parts of the map that are rather lackluster and boring. Again, I'm about 10,000 blocks out from center and just past some Mesa. We're entering the village of Misavi. Um, Again, this is one of the villages with villagers in it. Now I've totally redone this whole village. I've obviously put in my own buildings, as you can see with the stone building on the left-hand side, another one on the right-hand side, and obviously extended walkways. But I've also moved all the buildings because I didn't like the setup of it. It was on a hill and it was basically split in two. We're now entering jurisdiction of Abenaki, and again, this is going to be a huge jurisdiction, but right now it only has one building. Coming up is Skyreach. Skyreach, I named it as such just because of how high the mountains are, and I've built some buildings on top of that, as well as skydive center, where you can use your wingsuits and basically do a flyby of the entire town. It's actually really cool. And again, I have a huge stairwell leading up to that, so we're gonna check that out because it's kind of cool. You get some good views. Now, I'm not going to be skydiving this time from it, but in the future I probably will. And again, we're going to go quickly up the stairs because this part's kind of boring. You don't really see anything. So, um, again, you get some nice views of there. That's the bridge we just came in from. And again, we're coming in from the east. Um, and then we're going to go up these stairs here. I have a horse pen at the top because at the very top, obviously, if you want to go skydiving, you want to take a horse up. You want to be able to put the horse somewhere where it's not going to take off and accidentally go over a cliff or something. So, just going to show you here the how nice it is from the top. And again, it's night, so again, you can't see that much, but again, you can see the road underneath that cloud where we came and the bridge, as I noted before. And we're going to speed down because the rest of this you've already seen, and we're going to make it to the next town, Akomawi. In case you're wondering about some of the more unusual names, I decided that this part of the area we're going to be using Native American Indian names. So, in case you're wondering about that, now again, we're just going to speed over this bridge, and eventually I'm going to make it to the jurisdiction of Cavern Hills. Now, Cavern Hills, as you might guess, I've built into a mountainside, and eventually I'm going to be building a number of custom halls and other buildings into this quite big mountain. I believe it's about 1,000 blocks long. And again, we're going to burn through the majority of it and reach the next jurisdiction of Terrace, which is going to be rather small. And then we're going to reach Temple, which is one of the first kind of Mayan temples that I've reached in the jungle. The next place we're coming to is called Seratic, and again, this is going to be another big jurisdiction eventually. I've cleared out a lot of the land. As you can see right now, I only got one customs house with a whole bunch of cows on it, but at the same time, eventually this is going to be a huge jurisdiction. Let's fast forward, if you would, to Enveka. And again, this is going to be a small little trading outpost eventually. And again, as usual, I like going through my towns and sort of seeing what it looks like in the early stages, and then eventually I plan on having a comparison video. We've now entered the jurisdiction of Jungle Land, and again, there's a lot of buildings here, so I'm not going to go as quickly through this area. Again, I got my horse pen on the left-hand side, and on the right-hand side is actually another sort of Mayan temple, and on the left I have my customs house here. This is the end of the subway system as well. This subway system goes 7,000 blocks all the way to Towerland and even further than that. So let's fast forward if we will just take one last glimpse at Jungle Land, and we're going to fast forward to the next town of Vilken. Now this town is built on top of the cliffs, and again, this is going to be a major town once I finish with it, where you're going to have a whole lot of buildings on top of the cliffs, as you can see here. And you'll see a bridge to the south. That's the original bridge. I've built a new bridge, in fact. And so that goes through the town of Santastic, which was one of the villages where you have villagers in it. But again, there's only like two or three buildings in there and a temple. So I kind of decided I would skip that. Again, you can see my rail lines on the right hand side as I enter the jurisdiction of Yucatan. Again, Yucatan's rather small, and eventually after this, the railway lines, they go underground the entire rest of the way. Now I'm going to speed through here, actually fly until I get to my next jurisdiction of Santem, which the subway actually misses because it's a user village and I don't like how it's set up, so I might redo it. My next village is Algon, and again, you'll see the subway off to the far end. I have my customs house here, not much here, but I will be having a lot of buildings. It's not going to be a major center, but it will be quite big for the area. This entire area doesn't really have much. Gonna speed through to the next area, pass a pyramid on my right hand side, and I'm entering the jurisdiction of Starive now. And again, with Starive, what you have here is a number of sand towers, and then I've cleared a whole bunch of land just west of it, and I'm going to be putting in a whole number of buildings. Right now, the only building I have in there is a custom two-story custom house, as well as further along, I actually have a subway system, which I mark with the gray beacon tower. So let's fast forward to the south, to the little hamlet of Haas, which is really not much to see. So let's speed as fast as we can to the next jurisdiction, which is the large city of Dunbar. As you can see some of the buildings in the distance there. I'm going to just speed through this underground tunnel. And again, it's not as big as it will be. Eventually, I want where before you enter that tunnel, you're going to have a whole ton of buildings, mostly in red, but there will be some buildings that are different colors, but primarily using the granite blocks. This is my subway system. One of the cool things is I've built it just above the bottom of the ocean in spots, so you can actually see it even without night vision from ground level, which is, at least I find pretty cool. Um, so this is Dunbar, and again, just doing a little run through it at pace. And once I get to the end, I'm gonna let's turn here, take a nice last glimpse at it, and then let's go speeding further west. And again, we're going to go west to the next jurisdiction. We're actually going to speed past it, which is Midland, because there's only one building there. I'm not going as fast through this speed through, just because these islands which have nothing on it, I may eventually put something, but I'm not quite sure yet. Next jurisdiction is a mushroom island with mushroom clouds, and we've called this jurisdiction Mush because I had nothing better to call it. Gonna speed through there and go to the next jurisdiction, Pika. No, I'm not a Pokemon Go player, but thought it was a nice name because it's kind of small. And then we're going to fast forward to the last village, which is the village of Briar. To the right, there's the highway that leads me to Mills Point, and there's a pyramid there. And I'm going to end off my video just outside the subway. There are some buildings off to the west of the subway, but we're going to end it off here. My name's Falcon Speed. Thanks for watching.